our present environment, like for instance, like I wouldn't be able to go anywhere without my glasses. I'm already kind of like augmented somehow. So I'm kind of like augmenting my environment where it kind of make these crazy sounds that I hear in my head.
There was one guy who was like supposedly like all legendary and like yeah, you know what? He made some really cool noise with it, and that is like not only that, but he was actually sitting down doing it. And it was just like I feel like I'm being critical about it, and I'm really not. I'm just kind of wondering like, is there something else, or like are you like is it just that you're completely stuck in your head? I think that got me like questioning my process, and like how like I started seeing stuff like that, and it's like I don't want to be the dude who's been doing noise for 10 years, and I sit there and like twiddle the knob, but I just don't want to be known for that.
Years ago now, there was a guy we would talk about music, and he's like, "Man, we got to start a band together." And it's just like, dude, I don't want to start a band. I'm too old for that. And he kept pestering me. He's like, "No, man, you could just play bass, blah, blah, whatever." So I finally kind of relented a little bit. That was the drummer, our original drummer, and he introduced me to a guy named Drew. And Drew was kind of a little bit more into like noise, and he had a synthesizer set up, and kind of got me kind of re-interested in kind of stranger music. Then we started like trying to investigate like maybe how to do like noise shows, and kind of got started that way. And so now here we are, like we're now known for being super insane and really loud.
The whole idea is just like plugging a bunch of crap in and making the most god awful racket ever, and then like really getting into it.
What would I give for just a few moments? What would I give just to have you near? Tell me you will try to slip away somehow. Oh, I need you, darling. I want to see you right now. Can you slip away? Slip away. Slip away.
Once I know that I've balanced the right amount of sweet, salty, acid, savory, and the dish that I've made looks right, and it smells right, and it feels right, I just kind of know. When it comes to knowing that I've succeeded or I'm finished and whatever I've made is perfect, I will know, because I will know it's exactly what I want somebody else to perceive it as, or it's going to get the reaction that I want from whoever gets to enjoy what I make. Cooking is a labor of love, and it's meant to be shared with the world. It's meant to be given to someone else, and it's meant to elicit a certain response from whoever you give it to. And we're constantly putting ourselves on the line. We're putting ourselves in danger. We're putting ourselves in stress. And the goal at the end of the day is to make somebody else happy. And that's really what keeps me going. That's what keeps me creative. That's what keeps me constantly innovating. And that's what keeps me happy with my career and my job. I don't ever want to change that.
originally, how this all started was with poetry. And my goal with poetry is to communicate the things that rest within myself that I feel are too deep to be touched by anything other than words or actions. And so as I kept writing, I figured out that my love for poetry can transcend poetry in and of itself and find its way to music. And that's when I started to pick up instruments. That's when I started to go on my way to take lessons and whatnot. And for a long time, playing music was just about getting better, but then it came to a point where I realized I was missing that poetic aspect of myself because I prompted. So eventually what ended up happening is I started using music as a tool for that creative expression. And so really all of my songs are just ways to tell poems that I would have originally written a long, long time ago. I try to communicate stories. Often, though, of everything, I try to communicate emotions. Like, some songs for me are a lot more emotional than others. It all starts on the guitar. It all starts on my guitar. It all starts with this chord structure that I like enough, rhythmically, melodically, and then it turns into something. It's like the foundation for a house, for the house that you put above that chord structure. It turns into a whole thing, and often I have no idea where it's going to go because all my actions are momentary. They're all in the moment. Hearing a vocal line in a certain place, hearing a solo line in a certain place, hearing that slide, the right part for that slide or that bass or so on and so forth. It all comes to me moment by moment, and so I don't even know what the finished product is going to turn out to be until I finally take out my headphones, I put down all my instruments, and I think, okay, there's nothing more that I can add to this to communicate what it is that I'm trying to communicate. And if given that that's my whole process, all of my music comes from that. My love for music is present in all of it, and it's just a way to communicate. Because talking comes hard. Talking about the things that I wish to truly talk about are even more difficult because, everyone is so preoccupied with their own things that they're going through, and so music for me is truly that outlet, and that's my creative process, a form of communication. And if I can communicate something, then I've created what is to me art. And if I haven't, then I've just had a good jam session on my